Good morning, everybody. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist. And my specialty is helping women who are in narcissistic and toxic relationships, help them figure out why they're there, what's going on, how to get out, how to change it, how to learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn, and how to get healthy again. There's a lot that's involved when we um, choose to have a narcissist in our life, and it brings with it certain lessons. Many times if we stay sort of stuck in what's happening right now, then we miss a bigger picture. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that bigger picture. So, no matter what you believe, no matter what religion or spirituality or paradigm you've created for how the universe works, everybody has their own version. The best way to live life, in my opinion, is to continue to grow as a person, to continue to evolve, to work on things that make you become a higher version of yourself, and to really spend our time giving and receiving love to the best of our ability and learning how to give and receive love even more, how to open up and broaden our perspective and point of view so that we can really be who we want to be. And many women who are in narcissistic or toxic relationships, we have the same sort of drive, this drive to care and nourish and nurture and to understand. And we've learned somewhere along the line that giving love is one of the best things that somebody can do. And then we look at around the world and we see, oh, people aren't giving me love the way that I want love to be given. And so these same loving people um, end up having to learn some very hard lessons. So, what are some of those lessons? What are some of the things that narcissists, particularly, can bring up in women to work on? Well, one of the biggest ones is self esteem. So, what exactly is self esteem? Self esteem is positive experience about succeeding at something. So, let's say you want to learn how to cook the perfect grilled cheese sandwich for you. And so you experiment and you try out different breads and you try out different recipes and you check out other people's restaurants until you find the best way to get the cheese sandwich that you want. And when you've got it down, pretty much anywhere you can go, you're like, oh no, I've got this. I know how to do this. That's self esteem. Self esteem is when you figure something out, when you realize that you aren't stuck and that it's a problem to solve. And even though it's an emotional problem, even though it's a problem around beliefs, and all of that stuff's always been seen as ephemeral, as something that we can't reach or touch. But emotions are right here in the physical world. They're in your brain, they're in your body, they're from the wavelengths that are coming off of you. There's a very physical piece to thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Very, very, very physical piece. And so we think there's nothing that we can do, that there's no changes that can be made. And that's just not true. That's just not true. And so self esteem around narcissists is realizing that you can change things, that you aren't trapped, that you aren't stuck. That's the first thing that needs to happen, is realizing that this isn't the place that you're meant to stay. You're meant to create a world that works even better for you, a world that lets you be the person that you're supposed to be. You get to create that. And many times, if we're in a relationship with a narcissist, we don't believe it, or we believe it we can create it only by somehow shaping or influencing or managing or controlling the toxic or narcissistic actions or experiences that we have. But that's really just not true. Part of becoming who we're meant to be is by reclaiming and exploring different parts of ourselves that maybe we denied. And many women who are in toxic or narcissistic situations, you learn you are some of the strongest, most resilient, most wonderful people. And in certain situations, doesn't probably were the narcissist yourself, because you weren't going to let anybody ever do that to you ever again, no matter what. See, we all have these capabilities. We all have the ability to fall down that trap and that rabbit hole of I will do anything to protect myself. But in reality, you don't need to do anything to protect yourself. There are just some things that you need to do. And one of the things you need to do is self respect. One of the core beliefs that women who are in narcissistic relationships need to embrace is self respect, respect of self, respect of the experience you want to have, respect for your wants, needs, emotions, ideas, thoughts, cravings, because you are a piece of spirit. You are a piece of the divine. You are a part of all that is. You are part of the great mystery. You are just as sacred as every other person out there. And your sacredness comes through you being you and not being controlled by fear, not being controlled by anxiety or anger. And if you have a narcissist in your life, they are pushing you to recognize that you are sacred, that you are divine, that you are part of all that is, and whatever you want to call it. And whether we are only connected on the level of quantum mechanics, quantum physics and quantum mechanics, if we're only connected on the physical level, it's still the direction we want to go. Because physically, when we do these things, we heal, relationships heal, the world heals, we move in a good direction. The best thing you can do to give to someone is to work on yourself, to look at yourself, to love yourself, and not look at yourself with a critical eye that's sarcastic and demeaning, but with an open heart that says, what am I missing? What don't I see? What belief is holding me back from loving? What idea keeps me trapped and stuck? Is it that I don't believe I deserve to be happy? Is it that I don't believe it exists? Is that I don't know how to get it? Those could be all sorts of things. But self-respect is usually one of the core that women are working on when they're in a relationship with a narcissist. And the narcissist, whoever that may be, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's your mother, sometimes it's, an image from a movie, whatever it may be, it's a symbol for you. So whoever or whatever that narcissist is, they're there to push you until you say, I quit, I give up, I have to try something different. I have to try self-respect. Because if I don't, I'm going to wither away and die. So a narcissist is there to teach the strongest of us, the most sensitive of us, the most important lesson that we have, which is to respect and love our own divinity, our own value, our own worth. I had a mentor who once said, the moment you were born, you were worthy, you were equal, you were sacred, you were valuable. From your first breath, even before your first breath, you were an important part of this world. And you can't let anybody convince you otherwise. And so that's what a narcissist is there to do. Because you are tough and you are strong and you're not going to let anybody do this to you. And what you really need to learn is you're not going to let yourself do this to you. Okay? So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like there's no hope, if you're feeling trapped in your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, there are ways out, there are ways to do these. And it's almost absolutely opposite of what you've been doing all along. So if you're looking for a little bit more help, reach out. We've got so many opportunities for people to get the support that they need. And then you can become who you're supposed to be. You already are, but you can evolve and grow. And that is very exciting. If you think somebody else needs to see this, please share it. Please start Let's Getting this community rolling, because the more we help women, the strong, sensitive, kind, amazing, intelligent, resilient, flexible, compassionate, understanding women, those women, when we can reclaim that self-respect piece, that's when we really make a difference. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye.